Hey, so I was out hiking today, and I'm feeling a little bit creative, like I have things I want to talk about finally again. Apologies if it's windy. It's just kind of the nature of hiking and being out here in the beautiful Santa Monica Mountains. Let's see if I can get you So, Santa Monica's out that way, right? Anyways, so we had a fire come through here, right? And so you can see there's this burned bush here, and then there's another. This tree is half burned, right? But the other half survived, right? And so that's kind of beautiful symbolism, you know. Think about it like kind of like survival of the fittest, yeah, but also like just like to persevere, you know, even when things seem tough, even when everything seems like it's against you. It's probably not against you. It's probably actually for you, you know. Um, so I was thinking about my lack of interest in creating things, and it's like my lack of interest comes from this, like, I think inner knowing, like, or not inner knowing, like inner seeking. Like I've been so on the inner journey that I haven't really wanted to do much of anything other than hike and be in nature and be with myself and learn. And you know, because this tree kind of symbolizes me in a little bit, you know. It's like I didn't necessarily physically burn. Well, actually I have a sunburn right now. I could show you guys. I don't know if you can see, my eyelids are kind of sunburned. Anyways, but that's not what I'm talking about though. I'm talking about like my life in general, right? So it's like, you know, I never healed from emotion, or excuse me, from relationships from the past, and it's always a victim mentality. And you know, I think I wanted to bring this message out to, you know, provide a message of grace, provide a message of hope and of faith, right? So I grew up with a certain religion, and then I've since been on my own journey to see what's going on with, you know, reality, physics, metaphysics, all this, you know, philosophy, spirituality. And so in doing so, the Bhagavad Gita has been a very large contributor to my journey and my sort of knowing and my connection, right? And so has many other things, right? I feel very deeply to Druidic, you know, Ireland, Scotland, you know, Egypt, even like Aztec and you know, Judaism and Buddhism. You know, I haven't studied necessarily, but so anyway, so back to the Gita. So for the Gita, you know, I was thinking about like AI and robotics in the future, and I was thinking about ownership, and I was thinking about, you know, sort of the future, and I'm trying to predict the future in a sense, right? Not necessarily predict, but like make a story that is useful for me to take next steps to achieve the things that I want to achieve. And so in doing so, I was thinking about the you know, four-armed image of Shiva, Krishna, essentially the same thing, but anyways, the forearm and the four-armed version, and he's got, in one of his arms he's got a disc. Now, you know, I think that's kind of interesting, right? And so this disc can be, I'm just going to talk about the disc because I don't actually have the Gita on me. I just sort of came out here hiking, and I decided to, like, you know, talk about this thing right now because it came to me. 4:54 on the clock as I looked at that, as I said that. Angel numbers are something that's helped me as well through my life. Synchronicities, Carl Jung. So anyways, the disc for Krishna, it's or for the four-armed version of Krishna, Shiva, whatever. I'm not going to should myself. So anyways, so the disc, it can be like sort of symbolic, I think, like if I'm going to think about it right now live with you guys, right? So the disc, it's not necessarily like a CD disc. It could be, but it could also just be like a disc as in like a plane, like a plane, or like some kind of a analog record, like a very we got a helicopter back here. Looks like a military guy. It's kind of interesting. So anyways, Krishna with his disc, right? Makes me think of AI and robotics in our future, right? And then it also makes me think of biology, because what the heck is biology except some kind of a programmed thing from a seed, right? So you got the seed, and it's got this sort of almost predetermined, not necessarily predetermined, but it's got like a little bit of a blueprint, I would assume, right? And so anyways, it's got this blueprint, and this blueprint gets read by the environment, and then it gets shaped a little bit more here and there. And it's kind of like the disc is kind of symbolic of that too, because if you had a CD disc, like if we're just going to go back to that like very literal analogy, whether or not it's true, or whether or not it has credit is up to you guys, right? Take what resonates, leave the rest. But anyways, so you get a CD disc, and let's say you read the thing with the laser or whatever, right? And if it's scratched, it's gonna have like a different sound to it. Or if your CD drive is programmed in a certain way, then you're going to read it. It's going to be read in a certain way, which maybe isn't exactly the way that it was meant to be, or that it was written onto it, right? And so, anyways, I think it's pretty interesting, especially when we think about the yuga cycles. I know I'm just kind of showing you guys a tree, 7:37 on the clock as I looked, and I said that. It's kind of interesting, lucky numbers there. And the Trinity as well. I'm not trying to say that anyone's religion is necessarily right or wrong, but it seems to me that the Gita has been very beneficial in my understanding of the duality of the world. And this tree is symbolic of that duality, right? So you have it got burned up over here, and then it's alive on this side, right? And it's growing, right? And so we have me sitting here, right? Just kind of chilling, because I find sitting and thinking and talking is a little bit more grounded. I'm a little bit more grounded, quite literally. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. It's like there's this saying that in the future you will own nothing, and you will enjoy it or something, right? And that's like, it's like this scary, like Orwellian thing, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of true, or it is true that is kind of a scary concept, right? And so then, but then also, the further advanced spiritually you get, the more you kind of not dissociate, excuse me. I mean, maybe you dissociate, but the more you kind of detach from the material world, and understand that everything's sort of connected, and and the birds are out here just having fun. The wind is out here having fun. There's some hikers that are over there now that are out here having fun. And you guys watching this are hopefully having some fun. And if you're not having some fun, then I'm gonna pray for you, and pray that you have a very fun day, and that you get done whatever you need to get done, and that it's okay to just be and just relax, and pour into yourself, so to speak, right? Like this tree, he is loving that breeze because it's giving him fresh fresh stimuli. We'll just say fresh stimuli, and I'm over here breathing and respirating, and so the tree is able to take what excess or what carbon dioxide I breathe out and utilize it. And anyways, so that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to get too deep into it. It's already been over 10 minutes, so we'll call it there. I love you guys, and we're going to have much more of this. And I'm not going to pressure myself to do too much in a day, but anyways, it's sort of like half working through my stuff with you and half preaching a little bit to you and teaching you. So anyways, I think that's the goal of this whole thing, is to build more community and build more like small small projects, like I don't know, I love Tesla, right? But like the idea of one single monopoly, like owning all the robotics or all the anything, like is just like oh god, it's either like utopian or dystopian, right? And so it's kind of weird. There's a duality in it, and I'd like to discuss and create much more content around this, and I already have a lot that I've written about it, and I just need to actually get it together for you guys, because time keeps on slipping into the future. Alright, peace.